Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Gemini, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Gemini, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for February 24th to March the 1st. Can you believe it that we're heading into the last month of the first quarter of 2020? I'm thinking, somebody stop this train. It just goes so fast. But anyway, here we are, and we can't do anything about time, which is really just, they're just numbers. It's just a false construct anyway. So we'll go with that. This week we have the Yes Oracle card, we have the Page of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Strength Major Arcana, Two of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So yeah, you've had a little bit of a theme of this in your energy for the last couple of weeks, Gemini. Last week it was a lot about releasing the past, and here we do see a very strong theme of starting to move forward now, starting to move on, and starting to contemplate, what's next for you. Maybe a bit of a life review, maybe at a little bit of a crossroads. It's that kind of energy. Now we have a very direct confirmation from the universe here with the Yes Oracle card. If I'm to look at the page of this in my book, I don't know if you can see that, guys, but basically it is an entire page of just yes, 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 yes. And the key here is not to overthink it and just to say yes. So if you have been questioning yourself about whether to move on from the situation, this week, the universe is giving you that green light, that divine nudge, and saying, you know what, I think things lined up, it might be the time to do it. It might not necessarily relate to this situation. If there's another key decision that you're trying to make for your life, the universe is saying yes. So recent past, we have the Seven of Swords and the Strength card, right? So interesting little combo here. That Seven of Swords, no one really likes that card when it comes out, but there are levels to this card, Gemini. So, the Seven of Swords can be being involved with a situation that in some way undermined you or, made you feel small. And often it has to do with somebody, maybe consciously or not consciously actually, inflicting, I guess it's a strong word, but it's through somebody else's doing usually. So it could be that boss at work that is maybe subtly undermining you, whether they're aware of it or not. Maybe they're just not recognizing your skills and experience and treating you more junior than what you are. In relationships, it can be somebody who's trying to control us, or again, manipulate us in some way. I mean, the swords are the suit of the mind and the intellect, so it can be somebody else using their intellectual tools or skills in the wrong way, or in a manipulative way, or in a way that's trying to undermine or take away from your intellectual skills. So it will be different for a lot of you. It can also, with the levels of this card, it can also be some kind of theft or being taken from, or it can be that sly sort of cheating, sneaky kind of energy as well. But guys, like I said, there's many different levels to it. Now we have that with the Strength card. So I really feel like this is the energy that's really encouraging you to have that strength and courage this week to to really see this for what it is, and to acknowledge that maybe there has been something a little bit underhanded going on in your life, something behind the scenes, and there is a strong moving on energy in this reading. So I think it's time for you to say, you know what, I'm out. I need to remove myself from this personal situation. And with the Seven of Swords and the Strength card, it's not out of the question that you're dealing with somebody who is very, very egoic, strong ego energy, potentially even showing you, two sides of themselves, or someone who's two-faced, or somebody who you're dealing with for their own gain, in terms of maybe they're using you as a bit of a tool or a bit of a pawn. That could be in a relationship, somebody being with you for what you can offer them, or because you're arm candy or something like that. So someone could be controlling you in that way for their own gain, because that you make them look good is another explanation. Because that line here, it represents the ego, or the lower consciousness, or it could be the shadow side. This angel is our higher self. So in a way, it's kind of like maybe this person is disconnected from their higher self. So they're operating more from the lower realms, from that shadowy place. It's also the indication for yourself to bring yourself back into a place of balance, to release or work on your own inner demons so that you can move forward in a good place. And it's when we kind of have that realization that we all have those sides and we need to integrate them, that we can really unlock that infinite potential. So either way, you're being encouraged to have the strength and courage this week to acknowledge the situation, to see it for what it is, and then make a really good decision for yourself to move on from it. Because current energies, we have the Six of Swords and the Page of Swords. So for me, this backs up what the Oracle card said about not overthinking it and just saying yes to moving forward from the situation. Because the Page of Swords, in its, let's say, reverse state, and you can read a card either way, whether it comes out upright or not, it can be the overthinking, the over intellectualizing, too much mental energy. So you're really being encouraged this week to not overthink things, but just to take action, right? So the Page of Swords can also be the rumblings or the beginnings of progress and change. Some people call this the Wind of Change card. So I think by making that first decision or step to move on from whatever this kind of underhanded situation is, that's when things are really going to start shifting for you. Look, you could even have been dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius or Libra. Maybe somebody a little bit younger than you. It could even be, one of your children that's up to no good. Just not going to rule that out. Or a Leo as well with that Strength card. But the Six of Swords is about a necessary rite of passage. So it means you need to take some kind of action to move on from the situation or to cut it off, to move into a place of peace and harmony. That's going to be more smooth sailing for you after a time where you might have experienced quite tumultuous emotions through the situation. Some of you might have been riding that emotional roller coaster. So if you can, it's time to leave those swords, the baggage, the harsh words that may have been said on that shore and carry on with an empty vessel. That's what I'm seeing here, because the sword's energy can be, the communication that's not so nice, or the hurts, the put downs, if it has been quite a verbal thing for you guys. But strong moving on energy there with the Six of Swords. So for me, that is the moving away from the situation. And then this Eight of Cups is what you are seeking and what you are moving to. So we have the Eight of Cups and the Two of Wands in your near future or outcome position. So, I think that this situation has probably put you at a bit of a crossroads. That Two of Wands for me is that crossroads or life review card. What you do know about the situation is that it wasn't fulfilling you emotionally in some way, and you are moving on to find that missing cup, to find the missing pieces, and to find a situation that really does fill you up with feelings of joy and love and harmony, rather than having to watch over your back or worry what a person is up to, or worry that they might be maybe lying, being deceitful, cheating in all different levels, maybe talking to other people on social media if it's a relationship situation. But the Eight of Cups shows somebody who has turned their back on the situation, and now they're facing their true north, and they're really forward thinking and taking forward action. The Eight of Cups is somebody who understands that there might have been a certain amount of fulfillment with this person, with this situation for a period of time. However, now you've come to the realization that there is a piece missing, and you really want to go after that Nine or Ten of Cups reality rather than settling for an Eight of Cups reality. Because an Eight of Cups reality, I always say, it's like doing that jigsaw puzzle, getting down to the last few pieces and realizing there's one or two missing, and it's like you can never complete that picture. Those pieces are lost and gone. So we need to move on to building something else. And the key is to trust your intuition, because the answers that you seek and that wisdom is in your intuition with your higher self. So that's what we need to tune into. And the Two of Wands. Now this is about somebody who still has a connection to the past. Last week's reading was a lot about releasing the past, but we see you still have your wand of the past. There is kind of like a little a safety net or a backup plan, or maybe I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. But we also have the person here with a firm grip on the wand of the future. So I think you have decided that you want to move on from the situation, but this is the week where you start to take action. And, the Two of Wands is all about, are you going to step beyond your comfort zone in order to change? This person's up here in this, comfy little castle looking out into greener pastures. But in order to access them, we have to leave that familiar setting and we have to take a leap of faith. But, you do have the whole world in your hands, Gemini. You have so many possibilities open to you, but maybe they're just, at the edge of your comfort zone, and you do need to release and let go. Some of you might need to leave a relationship, leave a job, move to a different town, and all of those things can be really scary because change is what generates a lot of fear in people. But this person here in the Two of Wands, has that grip on the Ace of Wands. So this is about the fact that there are passionate new offers available to you if you just take the action that's required here, Gemini. So this is actually a really exciting card. I get excited when I see the Two of Wands because it means, being at a crossroads and you can create whatever you want and you can go whatever direction you want. So it really is a great outcome, but it all starts with having that strength and courage to see situations for what they are and to potentially move on to bigger and better things. But you have that divine confirmation this week with the Yes Oracle card. It is a sign giving you the green light. If you're contemplating whether to stay or go or whether to move forward, the universe is saying, hey, well, maybe the ducks are in a row for you this week, Gemini. Okay, Gemini, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Do keep in mind it's a general one. It's not going to be for all of you, so just take what fits and release the rest, just like the past. Feel free to leave me a comment. Always love to know how it's shaping up in your daily life and if it resonates with you. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.